Okay, so today's lesson, we are looking at 9.3, which is square prisms, and we're also going to look at 9.4, which is cubes. Now, it's not much different than the rectangular prisms that we looked at last class. All right, the only difference today is that the base will be square. So last class, we had looked at rectangular prism, where the bases, the top and bottom, were rectangles. Today, the top and bottom, the base will be a square. All right, and then the four lateral faces are going to be rectangles. All right, both bases are squares, lateral faces are four congruent rectangles. So we've opened up this square prism. This is its net. This is what it looks like. So you can see there are the four rectangles, and there is the top and bottom base. All right, so again, we can look for total, we can calculate the total surface area, the TSA, as well as the lateral surface area. Lateral surface area only looks at the lateral faces. It doesn't include the top and bottom base. All right, so let's look at an example. This is the example in the module. So we have a square. I'm just going to draw here as good as I can. Okay, that looks more like a rectangular prism. Let's draw that again. I'm just going to draw it like this. All right, so that is a square, and we'll say here it's 5, and that is 5 decimeters. Okay, both those sides are the same, so therefore it is a square, and then the height is 2 decimeters. So to calculate the total surface area of a square prism, we have 2s squared. That represents the top and bottom base. And then we have the four lateral sides. So 4sh. S stands for side, and the h stands for the height. All right, so let's substitute everything in here. So side squared, I'm just going to put here 5 times 5 to show that it's s squared. Again, anytime something is squared, it's the base multiplied by itself, right? So 5 times 5, it is not 5 times 2. And then we have 4 times the side times the height, like that. We'll multiply this out first. 2 times 5 times 5, that gives me 50. And then 4 times 5 times 2, that gives me 40. And then add that together, we get 90. All right, and because it was decimeters, and we're looking at area, it is decimeters squared. Okay, so that's the total surface area. And again, there were 6 total faces, 2 plus 4, 6 total faces to calculate the total surface area. When we look at the lateral surface area, we do not include the top and bottom base. So we don't include the 2s squared. We're just looking at the 4sh. So 4 times side times h. We know the side is 5, and we know the height is 2. So 4 times 5 times 2, which gives me 40 decimeters squared. All right, so here we have 9.4 is looking at cubes. A cube is constructed of 6 congruent squares. So here's a cube, it's side, side, and side, which are all congruent or the same. And when we open this up, this is the net of a cube, and you can see there's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 congruent squares. All right, so again, we can calculate the total surface area by calculating the area of each face. And the lateral surface area we can calculate by calculating all the lateral faces, but not including the top and bottom base. All right, so let's take a look at the example here. So we have a cube, and each side is 7. So 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters. All right, so we know that's a cube. Total surface area of a cube is 6s squared. All right, 6 faces, and then side squared, meaning side times side. So 6 times 7 times 7, which gives me 294 centimeters squared. And lateral surface area, we are not including the top and bottom base. So therefore, we're just looking at 4 of the lateral faces. So it is 4s squared. So 4 times 7 times 7, which gives me 196 centimeters squared.